don't judge me. I'm using a pair of scissors to cut my ear. To scratch my ear. Because I got these piercings and I can't like scratch them like that no more. Yeah, you leave me alone too. Don't go on my line.
I don't even know
No. Leave me. Y'all see this body shimmer? I made it. Okay, it's been a minute, so we ready to go live. So, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just being extra because I know my man's out there. This is a lesson I've personally learned from experience. So I'm kind of just like talking to myself right now, but I know there's people who are going through the same thing, have went through the same thing, or going to go through the same thing that I went through. So I'm gonna help y'all out. And we be attracting the wrong, I gotta get better at putting this lipstick on. We be attracting the wrong people. And I know why. I really dug very deep into myself, you guys. Very deep. As you guys know from a lot of my previous videos that I've been putting up for the last few weeks, y'all know I got some trauma. Y'all know I have to go through my healing processes. I'm not scared about this. I'm not ashamed. It's all good. But that comes with something. So I kind of been like rejected since 4th grade. I used to be very popular in kindergarten through 3rd grade. I moved and went to a different school, different city and everything where I'm from, 4th grade. And that's when the bullying began. And that was something new for me. So I really wanted to be accepted, y'all. So that year, like that same year when people kind of like rejected me or like kind of like leaving me out, girls leaving me out, just being mean to me. Obviously, you know, I thought I was ugly, but looking back, I was probably cute because I just lost a friend this last week and she was like, "You're not cute." And I'm like, okay, maybe girls just say that because you are cute and want to make you lose your confidence, which is really like, who does that? But so yeah, so I feel like that's when like I started like my people pleasing tendencies, and I noticed that is when I started going towards people that like rejected me. So it would be males, like friends, whatever. If you rejected me, I would try so hard to get you to like me. So if you don't like me, whatever, I'm gonna chase after you. And like sometimes God will show you like an environment's not for you, but because of your trauma, you might want to like kind of fit into something that you're not really supposed to fit into, or you know, people that just are bullies towards you or just like seem to not really like connect with you for some reason. For me, it's like I would go towards that, and then like even it would be people who don't reject me that I feel like I connected with, but you know, when I got to know them and stuff, it's like we got the same trauma. So I feel like I was like really trauma bonding with people, like karmic relationships. Like I would see girls and I would be like really like drawn towards them for some reason. And when I got to know them, it's like, oh, either they don't know their dad, or you know, they've been bullied or something, or like especially the biggest thing is like the mother wound, like they didn't get along with their mother. And so I would always connect with women like that, and a lot of times those type of connections would fall out badly. You know, I have other connections where we never fell out, or you know, we're still cool to this day. We might not like talk all the time or something, but it was never like a connection like that. But the people I really like I don't know why, for some reason, like really wanted them to accept me or just like be like super cool with them, I just feel like I would like chase them down for some reason. Like there was just something in me that wanted to be accepted. And I feel like when you don't love yourself, you love toxic people. So you'll go towards toxic friendships subconsciously though. Like you don't really realize you're doing it. So like the partners you pick, like, you know, as far as like relationships go, or, you know, like even friendships, you're subconsciously choosing people that feel familiar because, you know, if you come from a toxic home or you've been through a lot of things in life with other people, it feels familiar. So when somebody really tries to love you, it's kind of like, what are you trying to do? Like, are you on something? Like, are you really real? Are you trying to play with me? Like, it's hard for us to like kind of like notice genuine people. At least for me, it was. And so I just feel like when you attract the wrong people, like if you find yourself in a situation where it's just like your friends don't match, the people you're around don't match, even if they're not your friends, they're just like associates, or you're like your man, or you feel like you notice yourself in this cycle, you kind of gotta like look at yourself, like, what have I been through and why do I keep going in this pattern? Because ultimately it does have something to do with you. A lot of us, you know, we don't want to take responsibility for the part we have to play in the way things go down. But a lot of times our energy is a very big factor into why things are the way they are. And, you know, I think God uses that as a wake-up call. Like, okay, you don't love yourself, so here's all these people who don't love you. You're going to keep questioning, well, why don't they love me? Why don't they really F with me? Like, you know, because you really don't feel that way about yourself. And it's an outer reflection. I really feel like our outer reality has a lot to do with our inner world. Because I be observing people. I be observing people who have a lot of friends, or, you know, a close group of friends, or people who don't have any, or people who are like very picky. And like I just notice the patterns or like things they talk about, and it goes back to like their trauma, you know, and that's something very big for me. What are you doing? Yes. Well, I know you were sitting here trying to listen to me.
Are you live?
Yeah.
So why you trying to check me on my?
Cut. Drew's being nosy, y'all. Y'all see my little slippers? I love these things. I get them from Walmart. You're a bad Drew.
No, I'm not.
I love you though. I'm spank you. Man, now I'm gonna flip this jacket. I don't know why I'm so lit right now. So yeah, I just really feel like my entire life, because of the things that I went through in life at a young age, and like in school versus and like at home, I was gonna say versus at home, and like when I got to adulthood, I really feel like that reflected a lot of my relationships. I would like pick female friends who felt like home, which means they probably had their own inner issues that they probably never really spoke about or like were open about. But you know, me, I've always been kind of like connected to my emotions and who I am, so I would pick people who felt familiar to me, which kind of like got me into a lot of stuff. And you know, I let the bullying get to my head. I used to think I was ugly and all these type of things because, you know, people were projecting their pain, their insecurities onto me. And I just feel like a lot of people go through that, where they really want to be loved, they really want to have a friendship, like there's something that they really want, that they sacrifice themselves, they sacrifice who they are in order to be accepted. So they won't say no. They will let people talk to them. However, they will do whatever. They will attract people who are going to treat them like crap. Because deep down inside, there's something within them that wants to be loved. And we kind of seek that in the wrong ways. I know I did. Like I said, I'm just talking to myself in a way. But I know there's other people who go through this. And, you know, you got to really, like, look at those patterns and look at those things that you deal with. Like, why is this happening to me? Why do I keep going through this? Because a lot of people don't really like to look at themselves when stuff happens. Like, you know, we like to point at people like, oh, you did this, instead of being like, well, what did I do to attract this to myself? You know, I believe in energy. I believe God is an energetic being, and I believe this whole universe that God has made is based off energy. So I feel like whatever you're projecting from your body, whether it's insecurity, whether you're unsure, just, you know, there's so many emotions. I'm just going off of what I know from what I've been through, and we project those things, and I feel like we receive those things back, whether it be consciously or subconsciously, because sometimes a lot of things are subconsciously because we don't really know that they're there, that they're happening. So I feel like we attract a lot of BS subconsciously to kind of like wake us up, like, you know, to start questioning things like, why is this happening? And sometimes we want to be so much in our pride, and so we always want to be right or feel like, you know, we're the good person, that we don't ever want to look at ourselves like, well, did I do something? Is there anything about me that has to, like, you know, relate to this situation? I don't think a lot of us want to do that. That goes back to pride again. And I feel like once you start looking at the deeper root of stuff, you can kind of see where you do have a part to play. Like, I do feel like some things are kind of just like out of nowhere. You know, I feel like life is balanced. It's not always about you, but it's not always about other people. And so I feel like we attract the wrong people when we settle to, like I know for me and other people I know, like, we wanted love so badly that when we finally found it, even if this person was like low-key toxic, we kind of just like went towards it. You know, they could do whatever and we would take them back. Like, you know, I had an ex and he would hit me and stuff, and one time I think I had found some stuff in his phone, and I was like, get out of my house, get out of my house. And once he left, I ran down the street towards him, and I'm like looking back, I'm like, what, you know, what did that have to do with? I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to be left. Maybe I feel like I couldn't be loved or something. And, you know, I feel like a lot of people deal with that in different ways. You know, sometimes we do it in friendships. Sometimes we do it in relationships. But it plays out all differently, obviously. And I just feel like we really gotta be aware of what's going on within us, because if we're aware of what's going on within us, then we can attract better relationships. But if you're not aware, you're gonna keep repeating the cycles, and then you're gonna keep being like, well, people do this to me, people do that to me, and, you know. But if there's a pattern, it's definitely you. It's definitely something that you've been through in life where you need to wake up and stop settling. Stop going towards things that you know that are going to bring you pain. You've been there before. You saw that. You saw how it played out last time. So if this person reminds you of what happened before, why are you doing it again? Why? Because it feels familiar. And that's why we're attracting the wrong things, because we we're comfortable in toxicity and in our own in our own shit. And you have to wake up. You have to realize, you know what? If I keep attracting this type of woman or this type of man or these type of friends, blah 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 blah, there's something within you that really needs a deeper look at. And I feel like God uses that kind of situation to, one, bring you closer to God, and two, to be like, I'm missing something. There's something that I really need to look at within myself. Something that God is telling me to heal. And until I figure out what it is, I'm going to keep attracting this energy in different people. It's the same thing, just in different people, different flesh. It's presenting itself differently. But in the foundation, it's the same thing. When you really get to the root of it, same thing. So, we gotta heal. We really gotta heal.